high volume, high volume, high volume, high volume, high volume.
I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty, nasty, nasty. I've been a nasty girl.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, I already know the name of the episode, so I put it on it. But twin, where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. Nobody gon' love me quite like you can.
Every time one look in my eyes, you know I'm lying.
If y'all don't know, it's been a couple. Did you listen to the remix with Mariah?
I did.
I haven't listened to it. Is it good?
I did.
Or is Mariah just on there? Mariah in.
Mariah is definitely Mariah in. But I love her. I love her.
I really want to see what them tickets talking about for her residency out in Vegas, because I wouldn't mind going to see Mimi. Right, because if Usher was an arm, a leg, and half a left titty, I know Mariah Carey gonna cost at least 2 titties.
Both of them, and maybe somebody else's. But how have you been? How is life? Oh wait, welcome back to another episode of Black Bougie Bout It, where you get real, raw, and rich conversation. I am Ebony Ayana, and I'm Jessica Monique. I'm good. You know, like I'm good. I'm always blessed. Hallelujah.
In the city.
Am I tired? Yeah. Am I really like ready to go home now and just like get in my bed and not come out? Yeah.
Yes.
That's where I'm feeling.
And I'm at home, but I would like to be in my bed. I might eat sleep for dinner tonight.
You know what I'm saying? That it feels that way. Yeah, these past 2 weeks have just been. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks.
2 weeks has just been like so hectic. Because I think I said it on here. My mother had surgery, and so I have just been making sure she's been good. And it has been running me, child. And it just seems like, I don't know. It's something about like when one thing happened in your life, there's like a trickle down effect.
A domino effect, yeah.
Of just like everything else happening. So it's like, since I've been trying to like be there for her, I haven't been able to do a lot of things for myself. My goddamn nails was falling off and shit. I just been got my nails done today. Like I forgot to follow up with my landlord about getting my apartment sprayed because I've been seeing some little like bugs, just like very small things. But I didn't know if it's because like my apartment is like all windows. It's very like windowy, and I'm like, little gnats or something coming from these windows. Like, what is it? I'm tired.
Can you open your windows or are they sealed?
You can't open them, but
it might be like a little gape or something.
It might be
where they're getting in.
It might be, but I come against that right now.
Yeah, you pay that money, go ahead and get it sprayed.
Yeah, because it's like you know I don't do bugs,
and neither do I. Because I got some gnats in here because you know when you get plants, you get gnats, and I'm about to have to buy one of them wall plug things because right around my plants, I keep seeing these little gnats, and I'm just like, ugh. This is why I don't be wanting to have no damn plants.
And that's why I have one too. I think it's like a Zevo or a Vivo or something like that. And you just plug it in and it does work. It does work, but all of that is just getting on my nerves. I feel like just being an adult in general is just getting on my nerves. The last time I talked to my therapist, I was just telling her all these things, and she was like, honestly, Jessica, it sounds just like, you know, regular adult life. Like
but you should have told her, this is new for me.
Bitch, I don't, excuse me?
I've never been here before.
Whoa.
It's only my 3rd day out.
I mean, very much so. I am my debut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Okay, I'm tired. Like, I don't know. Like, even today, I got up around like 7:30. I was just up. I did a load of clothes. I put some dishes in the dishwasher, And then I like ate some leftover food, talked on the phone. I got up and like took a shower. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and take a shower. I put my skincare on, laid on the bed. Laid on the bed for like 2 hours before I even got back up. I just don't be feeling like doing nothing. I don't know what it
Must be
is.
nice. Meanwhile, I rearranged 2 whole offices today at work, so that's nice.
Ooh, God.
And I'm talking about rearrange, like moving desks and furniture and printers and filing cabinets and sweeping and throwing this away and going through this. And then I said, my house ain't even this damn clean.
They don't pay you enough.
At all.
They don't pay you
But
enough.
it's all right, because I only got a 3-day work week. I had to work today, tomorrow, and Thursday. And then I'm done, because I'm going to Atlanta for this Meg concert. So, hey, if y'all going to be out Atlanta for the Meg concert, holla at me.
This is going to be, Thomas is going this weekend for the Rick Ross car show.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't even know that was going on. I hope she don't find out, because I don't want to go.
Okay, well, hopefully she don't see this part.
She don't watch it, I don't think, because she ain't been mad at me about the podcast yet. So I don't think she watches it.
I think he stopped watching it. It's great, because I'm probably.
I don't think she will, but who knows? I don't know. Our last big argument, I feel like that was like a wake up call for her. So I feel like she's really been trying not to piss me off. So
we love that. How have you been?
I've been good. Life has really just been regular. Like the reason we didn't record last week was because I wanted to go to this nonprofit group that I came across on Instagram called the Nashville Black Assembly. They were having like a little community dinner where they watch city council meetings and just kind of talk about what's going on in the city and what bills are coming up. So, and that used to be my bag. And I really want to get back into that, because at the end of the day, everything I do is for the Black people. I don't know if y'all know that, but everything I do is because I'm trying to open the door to put some more folks on. So I went to the meeting and it actually was really cool. They talked about how there's this bill that they're trying to get city council to put on their wish list coming up, which is a $10 million fund for restorative justice programs in the Nashville metro area for the youth. So like, for example, instead of suspending kids who get into a fight, like let's talk to them. Let's figure out why they want to fight, what caused them to fight, and is there a program, like an after school program they could be in to channel that anger and then build upon that, like instead of always like kicking the students out and just throwing them to the wolves, like what can we actually put in measure to help these kids be safe and learn and have an enriching environment. So
I always tell that to my mom, because she is very stern or whatever. And I guess it's easier said than done. Like if I was in education, I might feel the same way too, because I know the kids can be bad as hell.
Right.
I do feel the same way. I'd be like, well, why don't nobody ever figure out like we don't do no like mental health care or like check-ins.
Right.
And I feel like it's just a small problem that can just turn into a bigger problem, because they never handle it. They just get passed on, and they just grow up to be these mean ass, angry ass adults who are committing these crimes around here or whatever, because nobody ever like bothered to like check on them. So it's just not a solution to the problem. It's like putting a cap on it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that they had such a big problem with gun violence and well, I guess I did, because they did have the mass shooting up here, but it didn't click in my head that it was in the inner city communities, right? So there were a lot of, like, I met a mother that night whose son got killed back in 2020. Like, and there was another young lady there whose brother committed suicide a few years ago. So there's just a lot of the different people who you heard their story and their background in relation to gun violence and violence in general. So if y'all are interested in that, it's called the Varsity Spending Plan. I'm gonna try to link all of that stuff below, because they do have like petitions and a website and different things, like if you want to donate and support the cause. And you don't have to be in Nashville, but if you are in Nashville, you can definitely support and all of that, but you don't have to be here to support. But it was really cool. I went to that Sunday. I did a game night at my brother's house, or I went to a game night at my brother's house, and he grilled and my boo went, and it was really fun, really cool. And like I said, this weekend I'm going to the Meg concert. I think that's pretty much been it. Life's been kind of boring. But first, I just wanted to kick this off because we haven't really talked much about this issue or situation on the show, but I've just been seeing a whole lot recently because I think, what was it? I want to say Sunday night, there started just to be a lot of different things that started really popping off over in Palestine and in Gaza specifically. So I just wanted to take a moment to highlight some things, give people some knowledge, just so that people can know, like, when we stand with the people, you know, over there in Gaza. We don't believe in bombing women, children. We believe everybody should have access to food, water, shelter, education, you know, all of these different things. And so, no, we might not know every little detail, but at the end of the day, I personally wanted to make sure that people know that we are standing with them, we are praying with them, and whatever I can find out how I can support, I want to make sure I can.
Right.
So there was a deadly strike earlier today over in Gaza. And pretty much, again, these are just going to be some facts and different things that I believe people should know. The Gaza Health Ministry said at least 46 people have been killed and 110 injured across Gaza just in the last 24 hours. Also, Israel's army has continued to attack the southern city of Rafah. I hope I'm saying that right. After its forces on Sunday night bombed a tent camp housing displacing Palestinians in a designated safe zone. So I don't know if you watched the news, you've heard about these different areas that are supposed to be safe zones for the Palestinians to go to. They, you know, it's like, hey, we're bombing over here, but if you go over here, you're going to be good. Well, no, you're not going to be good because they said, fuck that, we're going to bomb that too. And unfortunately killed 45 people. And again, when we say people, these aren't just men. These are men, women, children, babies, old people, all types of people, all different type of demographics. Kuwait specialty hospital had to shut down due to attacks. This was one of 2 remaining hospitals in Rafah in operation. So that means they are now down to 1 operating hospital for all these different injured people in different situations that's going on over there. And last but not least, at least 36,096 Palestinians have been killed and 81,136 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza since October 7th. The death toll in Israel from Hamas attacks on that date stands at 1,139, with dozens of people still being held captive. So these aren't numbers that, you know, I'm coming up with. This came straight off the blog for Gaza, straight off the website, straight off the news. So these are real numbers. These are real lives. So I don't know if people are paying attention or even, you know, or were paying attention before, but I think that if we all speak up and say something, that at least our powers that be can do something other than give money to the people that are actually killing the motherfuckers over there. Or sorry, killing the people. I don't want to say motherfuckers, but killing people over there. So, you know, I just wanted to highlight it, speak on it, and let them know, like, if they see this, we are supporting them. We are praying for you all. And I just hope that there comes, and I know this war has been going on for decades and years, but I just hope that there, you know, comes some agreement or some understanding, because again, we're talking about women, children, and men and innocent people. And these aren't soldiers at war. Exactly. These are innocent, regular civilians, you know, people who are just living in their homes. So
I always just feel so bad when I see the images coming out of Palestine and just like this whole situation. And I think why I have like refrained from talking about it on here specifically is because I feel like I don't know a whole lot about it, and just out of the fear of being wrong and like, you know, I you know, I feel like we just haven't said anything, or at least I haven't brought it up as a topic, but definitely like actual prayers out for them, like, because what is going over there is just atrocious.
Genocide,
It's genocide, yes. And it's just so like crazy how this all is like panning out, and that this is happening like in real time. You know what I mean? Like, I guess you know, being young, we have seen different things happen, but I don't think like besides like Iraq or, you know, different things like that. And in a way, we're so like kind of conditioned a little bit about Iraq because it's just been going on so long with us that I feel like we don't even like think about it like that. But just to see all of this happening like now as we're adults where we can like understand everything is so crazy to me. So yeah.
And I think it's the social media aspect of it too. I feel like with Iraq, we saw the clips on like the news and stuff, but it really wasn't splattered across social media. You know, I can't get on TikTok without seeing a live of or a video of someone over there in an encampment, or you know, hiding, and I forgot that one young lady's name who's a journalist over there, the young girl who, you know, gives updates all the time. She always pops up on my For You page. If I can find her, I'm gonna try to link her below. But she's over there in Gaza and always giving updates, letting people know, like, hey, they bombed this last night. They bombed that last night. We're running out of water over here. This is what's going on. And it's like, you know, it just, like you said, it's kind of crazy to kind of see it living out in real time. And at the end of the day, I don't care what your people's reasonings are for war and all that. I don't believe that innocent citizens that's living somewhere deserve to lose their lives or their livelihood or their homes because y'all want to go out here and fight and do all of that. Now, you know, if it's the soldiers out in the field and they want to go shoot each other, that's, you sign up for that. And I know that probably sounds kind of crazy, but they sign up for that. These people, they did not sign up for this. And especially not, because what is this about? Religion? Like, y'all mad because they don't want to serve your God, so you just gonna genocide, kill them all? Just kill everybody? Like, then what you gonna have left? Nobody's gonna be able to serve your God that you even want them to serve. So what are you talking about? But let me digress because, you know, I might be getting a little bit off, you know, the written path.
No, I understand. I mean,
I pray for them. My heart goes out to them. And if you are a person who knows more about this, or if you are maybe like Palestinian, or you want to come on here to educate people and, you know, shed a light more on this, we're opening the door. The door is open. The floor is open for, you know, you all to come on here and educate us. Cause like we said at the beginning, we don't know everything, and I'd love to know more. You know, I've tried to do my research, but it's just a little bit kind of overwhelming because it goes back so far, you know, it's so much. So if you're a person who sees this and you're well versed on this topic and situation, we would love to bring you on to, you know, talk about this so that we can shed more light and do our part to let the people know that we are, you know, standing with them.
Absolutely.
But on a lighter note, I just thought this would be funny to talk about because your favorite girl on this list. And I saw this on the Shade Room. You have to choose one person to sing a cappella at your wedding. Keyshia Cole, Kandi, Alicia Keys, and Ashanti.
Well, you know, it won't be the third person. And it secondly won't be the second.
You don't think Kandi could come in? Every man wants a woman. You don't want that at your wedding?
I mean, please.
You don't want that at your wedding? Every man wants a woman.
I'm trying so very hard. No. No.
What's that other song Kandi had?
Don't know it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So, who are you picking?
We gonna just play the radio or something.
I would give Ashanti. I would pick Ashanti because at least she gonna give me the little.
You know what?
I'm gonna ask specifically for the floor scoot. I'm like, can you hit that for me?
She can do good for me with my man. As I know, we coming right back. Got the good. Yeah,
but Ashanti also don't really have no wedding love songs. So it's like, what would she sing? Foolish?
Oh dang, yeah. Baby.
Keyshia Cole kind of would have to be the pick.
Yeah, it would. If Alicia Keys wasn't,
we can get Alicia with the track. How about we just play the track, like the song, and she just lip sync? We have the look of Alicia, but not the sounds.
She could just play the piano while everybody get their rice.
She can hum.
Nah, I said she could just play the piano. You know, we might need a little music while everybody fixing their plate or some. She
Now,
can
we
give
don't
us
want you to open your mouth now one time.
not all one time. Let's keep it very cute. And she can do that. She's very cute. Okay, she's very pretty.
Yeah, I did.
But
I did
don't
like
wanna
that
hear
outfit from the
nothing.
Super Bowl. She was definitely caked up on the Thursday
Yeah, she's
afternoon.
beautiful. But let's go to rehearsal.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of rehearsals, because this shook a lot of tables for people. Apple Music reached their top one. They released their top 100 albums of all times list. I'm not gonna go through all 100 because
Anybody got time for it? Yeah.
But we are gonna discuss the top 10 because a lot of people, there was a lot of discourse about Lauryn Hill having the best album of all time for Apple Music. I'm gonna run down the list real quick. So Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was number 1. Thriller was number 2. Number 3 was Abbey Road, which is the Beatles. I'm gonna make sure I clarify that because most of our audience is black. Purple Rain, Blonde by Frank Ocean, Songs in the Key of Life, that's Stevie Wonder if you don't know, Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar, Back to Black, Amy Winehouse, Nevermind, Nirvana, and then at number 10 is Lemonade by Beyonce. Thoughts and concerns?
There's no way in hell Lauryn Hill is over Thriller. Let's be fucking for real.
Yeah.
Okay? There is no way on this black earth that Lauryn Hill is over Thriller. There's no way in hell that Frank Ocean is above Stevie Wonder.
And also, let's be fucking for real. Let's be fucking for real about Frank Ocean. Channel Orange is his best album. I don't understand where they even got Blonde from. I feel like they picked Blonde because he had a little sound going viral on TikTok. Because real music people know Channel Orange is an artistic masterpiece. You put it on and you don't skip not nary a song ever.
I don't know if this is shaking the table, but Lemonade is not even my favorite Beyonce album. Period.
I'm gonna pick B-Day every time.
I'm gonna pick B-Day every time, but that don't even need to be in the top 10.
No.
The top 10?
I don't know if Beyonce has a top 10. And that's no shade to her because I love her and her music. But when I feel like you're talking about top 10 albums of all time, and I was watching, what was I watching? I think Higher Learning, and they were talking about this with Brian Michael Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we ain't got no temptation. Where are the Temptations? Where's Mariah Carey? Where's Brandy? Where's Whitney Houston? Where's the people who have given us hit after hit after hit after hit? And I ain't talking about singles. I'm talking about motherfucking albums. Hit after hit after hit. And in this list, I feel like they was just like, here, damn. Like, because there's no way. There's no way that this is y'all top 10. There's no way.
Who's in the rooms when this is happening?
I have no
Are
idea.
the black people, are they in the room? Are we in the room?
It was some black people in the room, but they are not seasoned black folks. They had some young little tenderonis or something in there because Blonde by Frank Ocean.
I do agree that Back to Black needs to be on the list, period, but definitely not in the top 10.
The only ones I'm not mad at, and maybe this is because one, I haven't listened to it, the Abbey Road, the Beatles, I'll get it to them, whatever.
You know, it's the Beatles.
Purple Rain, yes,
should have been number 1. Course. If that's the case, Thriller should have been number 1.
Purple Rain, honestly, no. I would have moved the Songs in the Key of Life to number 3. I don't know. I truly feel like because Stevie Wonder, we talking about Stevie V Wonder.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like to have Frank Ocean above Stevie, and then to have Kendrick above Amy, and above Beyonce, and above Nirvana. Like, I don't even listen to Nirvana, but I can tell you that the likelihood that Kendrick Lamar's music being better than a group like Nirvana that's been around since the fucking 1980s.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I feel like his music can't be better than this just because they've been out longer than him. But like, I'm thinking about like what's influential.
But that's what I'm
Like,
saying. They have, to my knowledge, consistently made hits since they came out. You know, when Nirvana do some shit, people gonna know about it, even if they don't listen to Nirvana.
they still out. Because I thought what you call it that.
Was it the one that Kurt Cobain was in?
Yeah.
I think they still do stuff though, don't they? They be popping up, don't they? Or am I wrong?
It looked like they last like thing was really giving Teen Spirit. Smells like Teen Spirit.
Mm.
Hold on, let me go. Let's do a quick something. Yeah, nah.
Are they not still together? Oh, well.
They ain't had no album out since the MTV Unplugged in 1994. So okay.
I guess they did stop making music after Homeboy died. Well, I take that back.
And then it's Nevermind. Even the album was Smells Like Teen Spirit. I imagine so.
I don't know.
They've had some like live looks like.
Okay, I'm about to say I think they might not have released a whole album, but they definitely still be performing.
Yeah, look like they've had some live albums. Like
okay, I was like, I could have sworn they did a Super Bowl,
but it don't look like they make new music.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying,
right? I don't know. Maybe this is me, but I just don't see why Kendrick is in top 10. I think Kendrick probably deserves to be on the list, but I don't know if we're talking about top 10 material.
And to be honest, to me, I would say that what's the album I love by him? The one that's like really black.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly is probably my favorite Kendrick album.
I think that's the one he won the was it the, I don't want to say Nobel Peace Prize, but he won something from the White House. One of them awards. Poet Laureate or something for his words.
Yeah.
But Good Kid, Mad City is a really good album.
It is.
I just feel like the disrespect to the artistry of so many artists to have Lauryn Hill, the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, as not, because I had a debate with Meat, aka Dimitri, aka what's his name? His photography name?
Meat.
Yeah. I'm so used to calling him Meat now.
That's crazy.
Well, anyways, we were talking about it because he said that it was wild that they picked Lauryn Hill, and I was saying like, I was trying to get into the like devil's advocate, like, okay, what would make them pick Lauryn Hill? And I'm like, maybe it's because Lauryn's album was like the first of its kind, maybe, where it was like this R&B, hip hop. She was the first, female rap artist to win a Grammy for Album of the Year. Like, I'm like, maybe that's why. And then somebody else also said they might have picked her because she's unfortunately one of the few people that's still alive on this list that could show up to actually accept the accolades.
That's crazy. I mean, if you're gonna make the list, you need to say living or dead then. So
or Stevie Wonder. Okay, he's still breathing.
Yeah, I certainly think she deserves to be on the list. That was like a crazy influential album. Like the album is dope. I agree with that, but that album is not better than Thriller. Please. On any day, Thriller is washing the fuck out of miseducation. So I don't understand it.
Thriller on its worst day is still better than the miseducation of, matter of fact, no shade, no tea. Anything that Michael Jackson put his baby toe on is better than the miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay, they could have did the album with Ben on there. Please.
Like,
that's just how I feel about that.
And like we said, Lemonade is a good album, but is it like,
I wouldn't even put Lemonade on the list, honestly, because Lemonade is just not my favorite Beyonce album to me.
It's a good album, but I don't think that, and that's why I'm like, where are we looking at this from? Because are we talking about like artistic standpoint, because Lemonade was kind of the first of its kind where the album came with this visual component, to it. So it's like, is that why it's in the top 10? Or are we talking about pure just album, like music? Because if that's the case, then no.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, what were the metrics that we chose this by? Is it
probably
just
from sales? Because all of these are very popular albums, and it just sounds like sales to me. Like sales, streams, money makers. I feel like that's kind of it.
So maybe this went by Apple Music. Like, what are the top 100 albums that we have gotten streamed of all time?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I really feel like they could have just said that.
Yeah.
Because of all time is absolutely crazy. That's nuts.
And what I love is that Spotify is so shady, because then they came out with a list today and it was like top 100 most streamed songs of all time. And I'm like, see, Spotify said we're not going to lie to you. We're going to tell you what we're doing. And we just going to give you a list of the top 100 streamed songs, which means this is based upon our app. So I don't know.
It's very crazy.
Somebody said no, Isley Brothers was on there. They said it was a lot of like old school, like, groups and different things that weren't on there that like really influenced music.
You know what?
You got classic albums.
When they do lists like this, and I hate to say this, I feel like they kind of need to do like a genre of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of because if you ask black people, it's too many damn people they done left off the list for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in general. I'm sure white people feel the same way. Okay. I ain't see no Toby Maguire or Toby Keith and shit on there. I didn't see
Toby Maguire.
Okay, that's Spider-Man. But
Spider-Man theme.
Get it. The theme song. But do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see a lot of like stuff on there like that either. So they probably feel like, damn, they snubbed my favorite artist too.
I'm just glad Taylor wasn't in the motherfucking top 10, because that would have been a motherfucking lie. That would have been a lie, and the truth ain't in them. That's how I would have really known this shit was a setup. Keep her ass out.
It's all a
keeping ass out.
A scheme set up by Todd.
Right. And speaking of ass out, whoo, this one right here, okay. I'm baffled that like people are acting like there ain't nobody like send the police to that church to get that nigga. Mm-hmm. There needs to be an investigation of what's going on. Yes. Because recently a viral clip came across our timelines where 63-year-old Bishop Dwight Reed marries an 18-year-old girl.
And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan. Talking about what you gonna do if you see her. Well, you will see me on the news. Let me just tell you that right now. Talking about what you gonna do if you see her. You better walk by and say, praise the Lord. That's what you better do. Cause that's my wife. And she grown. She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. Now, if this was out in the streets, y'all be saying she made a come up. But you a hypocrite. So don't you forget the Bible say marriage is honorable. And the Bible said when you find a wife, honey, you find favor with God, honey. I found some favor with God. And we sleeping good at night. Ain't nobody up all night worrying about all these crooks. But I felt I need to say that because somebody talking about what they gonna do if they see you. I'm telling you now, don't let the devil fool you. Because I ain't the one to play with. I get on the other side here. Wish you would. Yeah, you mean the pastor? Yeah, me. You start threatening bodily harm, that's a problem. And please don't come over here, because everybody in here is packing over here. Please don't come over here showing out. I'm asking you nicely as I know how.
So we'll link the clip below, but here were some highlights of just things that he said in the clip. He said, and I quote, "I end up on the news if somebody come up and say something to my wife." He said his wife is grown and don't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. He also said if they was in the streets, they would say that the girl had a come up, but since they in the church, that's why they don't like the fact that they married. And then he also said that the people don't need to worry about them because they sleeping good at night. And he said it just like that. So, thoughts on this pedophile? Because I know a pedophile when I see one, and it's a pet, and it walk and it talk and it smell like a goddamn pedophile. Because if you got to get up in front of your church and give this speech, it's giving pedophile. But I'm sorry, I said I was gonna let you talk.
No, you everything you said. If it walked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, flack. Okay. Can somebody call the authorities?
Like
immediately.
Disgusting.
That is so like, and I know he said something about how it wasn't grooming, and people have said that it he groomed her. Then what is it?
Because why in?
Because if she's 18 now, then you've obviously known her before then. So like, why? I don't know. And where are her parents?
Right.
Like, where are her people? Or like, it ain't no telling some of these folks let this stuff happen. Like, this world is so sick. In what world do men think? And let me just say it like this, because it's many of those kinds of people out here, and we mind you up, and I hope that the police is on the way as we speak.
Right. On two wheels.
On two wheels. What in your mind would think that somebody that young want to be with a grown ass, old ass, 60-year-old ass, granddaddy ass man? Please make it plain to me. In the streets, they would never say that to come up.
And even if homegirl did in some sick way want to be with you, why do you, with your grown ass, want to be with somebody that's that young? Because maybe she did get mesmerized by you. I don't know. You know, things happen. But why do you? Like, that's what I want to say. Let's do the inner work. Why do you, Bishop Dwight, want to be with an 18-year-old woman and you 63? Because any grown person with sense that's in their right mind would know that an 18-year-old person ain't going to be able to do shit for you.
Not a damn thing. But lay there.
and that's probably all his nasty ass want.
Yeah.
And then what's even bad, even worse, is the congregation sitting up there. Yeah, Pastor. Go ahead. Tell them y'all are sick as fuck.
Y'all sick. Y'all are sick.
Sick as hell.
Y'all are sick. I don't know. I hope that girl. I mean, she looks like a child. Like, I'm really looking at the picture of her with him. She looked like she's with her granddaddy, and he's 63, by the way. Like, that's just insane to me. It is honestly so crazy. She looked like a child. And you know, also, I feel like a lot of these men like this, they just want to be with women that they can like rule over. Or whatever. I also want to say there's actually a petition on change.org calling for the investigation. And it says on there that beginning in 2017, Reed returned to take over as pastor of Christ Apostolic, or is it apostolic or apostolic?
I think it's apostolic.
Apostolic, okay. as the dean of its school. The girl would have been 15 to 16 years old at that time. Upon information and belief, it is thought that his role as pastor, school dean, and counselor that he gained in role to Jordan and began grooming her to later be brought into his service and control. He was allegedly accused of similar unethical relationships with young girls in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, so he did it before.
Where he previously pastored. He's been married and divorced 3 times, with Jordan being his 4th wife. And although the marriage is legal, the breach of ethics and breach of fiduciary. Oh, child, I had to bring out my education.
Right. That's a big word.
Okay.
But that's a big word for Elmo.
Ooh. But basically, it's a breach of his responsibility or not, because it says the child was clearly groomed. So she was going to the school that he was the dean of.
Anybody who looks at this can tell she grown. If she is freshly 18 and y'all just got married, y'all ain't had enough time between her age change for y'all to date, get to know each other. We already know what was going on.
Yeah. And it also says that she was his former student, one of his counseling clients whose parents were going through a divorce, and a church member. Her name is 18-year-old Jordan Goodlet. And she is currently pregnant. The pastor says, and he said, this is nasty. The pastor was quoted as saying that he's had his eyes on the little gal from when she was 14, and now she is now 18.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That is absolutely sick.
That is so, and this is what pisses me off the most, is because a lot of these sick bastards be telling us who the fuck they are. They straight up into it. But people be so, I don't know, caught up in the fucking gleam and glitz and whatever the hell they see, that they don't even hear what the fuck people be telling them when they tell them.
Yep. You know, when it comes to a lot of these, when it comes to a lot of these like churches and like a lot of these pastors and things, you know, a lot of them, I feel like they believe they are God or like they're above God or something, you know, and unfortunately the people in church just go right along with that. And it's just, as a parent, there's no way that I could just like freely give my child up to you. I just could, like, or even just let him around. And see, this is kind of what we were talking about on the last episode when we were talking about the guy with the braids. Like, I understand that some people have very good intentions and they aren't like that. But the problem is we don't know.
Right.
You know, that's how grooming is. You don't know you're being groomed.
Right.
And so as a parent, you need to be in your child's life and you need to be there and be watching these damn folks who you think are these upstanding citizens and these adults who want to be around your damn kids, whether that's men being around little boys, whether that is men being around little girls, whether that is women being around little boys, and whether that is women being around little girls. You need to watch every damn body.
Right. You need to watch your children around these adults.
You really do, because these people are sick. For real. That's crazy.
And that's why I stopped going to a church before, because it was like, you know, I was starting going to that church at like 14, 15. And then when I came back from college, you know, what am I, 18, 19? And the pastor was like, oh, you didn't really grow up. First of all, looking at me like that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like
we here to worship. We here to worship.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And you talking about some growth. You didn't really grow up. No, I haven't. I'm still a kid. Still a child to you. You sick bastard. And I don't know what's going on with these churches, but there was another clip of another pastor, and I don't know if y'all remember, we talked about Pastor Keon a couple weeks ago, telling somebody to hush in the Holy Spirit. Hush that up right there, because we ain't got time for you to catch the Holy Ghost. Now, another pastor told the lady if she didn't catch the Holy Spirit, she was gonna have to get out.
He said, I'm calling you up.
Lift your hands up. Okay? Lift them up or you're going to have to get out. Lift them up. And then his apology was not even really an apology. That was what got me. It was the fact that he was just like, you know, I was immature to the fact that everybody doesn't know me. What do knowing you got to do with the fact that you want to make me put my hands up in church? I'm just wondering.
You know, all of these people, they ain't pastors. Like, let's just go ahead and say that a lot of these people, sorry, they're not pastors. They're not. They're scam artists,
right?
They trying to be seen, or they're just using pastoring as a vehicle to get them to somewhere else. Or they just want attention, or they just want all the things that come along with being a pastor, but they are not actual men of God. I don't believe that to be true. And I feel like people should be very careful at what churches they decide to attend and who they decide to follow, and like just their messages and things like that, because that people are crazy. Because even Jamal Bryant, I saw that he's getting married. He announced it in church dressed like damn Captain Crunch. And he looked a mess. And
he's marrying another pastor, isn't he?
I can't confirm or deny.
Oh.
I just know it was another woman up there, you know, and then he was about to get married and he was dressed like he was in the French Revolution. And he was on some podcast and the guy asked him, how did you forgive your wife for, like, he said something to the effect of like, how did you forgive your wife, which was Giselle at the time, for betraying you in broadcasting all of your mistakes to the world and like telling your story to the world? And that was a crazy ass question. First of all,
because his mistakes told on him. Didn't he have a whole bunch of babies outside his marriage with women in his congregation? Or am I mistaken? Did I read the wrong story?
My thing is, if you act a fool out loud and in public for everybody to see, why are you mad that I'm out telling my story? Like, that embarrasses you, as if you being a pastor and being outside of our marriage doesn't embarrass me. Like, some of these men have this, like, I don't know, they have this like thing, they should be protected or something, like held in such high regard, when you don't even have like esteemed actions.
Right.
You don't even act like what like you supposed to be portraying yourself to be. Is actually kind of crazy. But yeah, he asked him some bitch ass question like that, and then he was like, oh well, you know, I forgave her because, you know, it's okay for you, you know, she tell her story. I gave her the story. You know, I gave her the crazy. I
don't know, but like I've said before, and I'll say it again, and I still stand 10 toes down. Mega churches and pastors of mega churches scare me, and I don't care what nobody say, because when the leader of the flock starts wanting to be bigger than the flock, I believe that is a problem. When the leader of the flock wants to be bigger than his flock, that is a problem. This is how I know a lot of y'all don't be reading that word that y'all love to slap people in the face with all the time. Because a lot of these pastors, since they couldn't be ball players and they couldn't be rappers and singers, they have decided to use the mode of Christianity and whatever other religion to become famous. And what y'all doing? Paying their bills. Meanwhile, you still ain't got the lights on in your place. And I'm just saying, like, it's something about it when the leader of the flock want to be bigger than the flock. I'm just telling y'all, pay attention to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pay attention.
Nobody comes off as very genuine anymore, and that's why I feel like I love Sarah Jakes Roberts, because I feel like she'll at least be like, girl, I don't be doing that, or you know, whatever. Even though everybody has a lot of issues with TD Jakes and a lot of his, you know, decisions and things he's done and not done, or said and not said, or whatever.
Right.
But I like her specifically because she comes off as a lot more just genuine.
Right.
Like homegirl. You know what I mean?
And it doesn't seem like theatrical, because that was one of the things that I liked before he went off the deep end himself. about Michael Todd up there at I forgot the name of the church, but in Oklahoma. It's like
that's
when he
the one
was
who be spitting in the hand and
right,
everything.
but a couple years ago during the pandemic, he was not like that. He was not preaching like that. He would just get up there and tell his story and be real. It wasn't no whole lot of theatrics, right? And props and this and that. And then it's like once he started getting that I don't know, that clout, as the people say, now it's let me spit in your mouth or spit on your face there. Let me smear this pie all over my face and body to show gluttony, and let me get pyrotechnics and this and that, and and dangle from the ceiling and flower. Like, when we gonna get back to preaching? Because right now you putting on a show. So when we gonna get back to the word of God? Because
he always be giving me
Bible verse, nothing.
He always be giving me.
I think that's just because his booty big.
No, it's how he talk, his mannerisms, everything. Like when I first started watching him, I thought, okay,
I like it.
That don't mean I ain't gonna listen to you, but I just feel as though we all aren't living in our truth.
We all aren't living in our truth.
And
I don't know about that part. I didn't get that vibe.
Oh no, it gets me very.
I have been off before. So it wouldn't be the first time. But I just know is that I don't like the whole.
He like that every time. He like that every time.
Like I said, I didn't get those vibes, but that doesn't mean my gaydar is probably off.
So,
but yeah, I said all that to say, just watch these preachers that y'all call yourselves, and remember that the pastor is a pastor. He ain't God, so you're not supposed to worship the pastor, right? You're not supposed. The pastor's not a deity. You know, he is the leader of a flock. He is a shepherd. Okay, he is a vessel for the Lord to use and to speak through. So, and I think that a lot of people, like you kind of said, get caught up in this thing where it's like they look at the pastor feels like he God, because I guess God speaking through him, and it's like no, again, you're a vessel, you're a microphone,
right? And I don't. It's crazy because it's not like I think when pastors or people hear that, they think that people are saying that the pastor don't deserve to, be like honored or something, or like be held in high esteem or something. And it's not that. It's just that I think to whom much is given, much is required. And I think that some jobs are very selfless, actually. They're very selfless. Like, I think that is a job where you should be leaning into like your heart, and your heart for people, and your heart for helping, and your heart for God, just like Jesus did. That's my problem. I don't feel like that it's always all about you having on the latest and driving the newest and the biggest, and like I don't think any of those. I don't think it's nothing wrong with any of those things if your church is doing well. But I just like to see like somebody with a genuine heart, and I think things start at the top and trickle down. And a lot of the culture, I feel like, in the church would be different if the pastor was leading a certain kind of a way. I don't know. That's just
I do feel like it's a problem for the pastor to have the latest and greatest if your parishioners don't have that, or can't even touch the hem of the garment of that. I think that's a problem, because where's your money coming from? Most pastors don't have salaries, so where's your money coming from for you to be able to afford all that? Meanwhile, again, your parishioners, your flock is suffering, and I always have a problem with that. It's like, okay, if y'all are a multi-million-dollar church full of multi-millionaires, do what y'all do then. Y'all come and have y'all rich service. But majority of these mega churches are filled with people who are seeking hope and seeking just a piece of faith in something. And these people be feeding off of that and taking their hard-earned money and going and getting private jets.
Yeah.
Or going to the recording studio.
Yep. It does. It makes you, and that's why I feel like the relationship with God is so important, because if your relationship with God is strong, then I feel like you'll be fine. But of course, especially like people like us, we grew up in church, so you like church setting and you like church. but it's just the people in church that cause you to not want to go. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't found a church home just as an adult that I just love. That I just like love to go to, you know, or love the people there, because I don't know, Birmingham is an interesting place. But
and now with, you know, my lifestyle change, I have to go to a church that I don't want to hear no pastor tell me I'm going to hell. I ain't got time for it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not here to be condemned. Sorry. Hate that for you. So it's like when I do start going back to church, I have to be very intentful, because it's like if me and my girlfriend want to go, I want to go somewhere where ain't nobody finna be like.
And that's gonna be hard because it's still the South and it's still
exactly right. So it's just like, you know, and church is not the most welcoming place for a lot of different people.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
And then when you throw that mega church atmosphere into it, it's just like a lot of people feel like, what's the point? You know, what's the point?
Might as well just go to church of the Highlands, you know what I'm saying, and be in and out in 30 minutes.
Stream Joel Osteen.
Oh, we buying him up. But you know what I'm saying? You might as well. This is like,
yeah,
that's how it starts to feel. But I think you have to create your own like hunger for God and feed it in the way you see fit. I guess I'll just say it like that. But these pastors and just doing all this crazy stuff, I'm gonna say beware for real.
And I'm gonna pray for them, because you know, it's just too much. It's a lot of things going on right now, and it's a lot of different scenarios where people playing with God. And I don't know, again, if y'all read y'all Bibles, he don't like to be played with. And I it's a lot of folks in these churches and doing stuff in the name of Jesus and in these different platforms and putting it in Jesus' name and this and da-da-da. And I'm telling y'all need to be extremely careful, because the Lord is very vengeful.
Yeah.
And you be wondering why your life crumbling and you don't know, you can't even pick the pieces back up. They literally just disintegrating in the thin air. Well, that's God. Sorry. Shouldn't have been playing with them. Like, it's just getting carried away. Folks is twerking to the gospel music in the club. Y'all playing the club music in the church. It's just crazy. It's a very interesting. They fighting over there in Israel, which is sacred. I thought was sacred land. You know, that's, you know, it's just too much. So
definitely a lot of hell on the loose.
A lot. So just stay prayed up and stay on your path and listen to God's words that he tells you directly. And I feel like that's
or just find you
the end on.
I'm about to say, find you a good pastor to follow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A good pastor and a good therapist. You need both.
You do. You really do. I know people don't think that, but you really do. I was listening to
pastors are not therapists.
I was listening to Keep It Positive Sweetie, and she had Sarah Jakes on. And I can't remember which one of them said it, but they were talking about therapy and like how Christian folks don't always like therapy or whatever. And they were saying like sometimes in therapy, like therapy gives you like the language and like to understand yourself, and so that you can specifically ask and talk to God about things. Like sometimes when you're praying, it's like your prayers they don't have depth. You know what I mean?
They're limited.
Yeah, it's like, Lord help me, or just like, you know, I need
get me through this, Lord.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But when you go to therapy and you start to like understand yourself more, you start to understand why you're making these choices, or you know, understand how the trauma or whatever is affecting you and your actions. Then your prayer life is so much more powerful, because you can say, God, you know, strip this spirit from me, or, you know, really release this pain from me, so that I can become a better person, you know, so that we can be closer, so that I can stop doing this and I can start doing that. Like your prayers become way more like, I don't know, just weighted.
Intentional.
Yeah. And so therapy helps with that. And I just want Black people to be more like open-minded about that, because all of the trauma that we've been going through for centuries, we need help. And you know, I just feel like it could just help us break a lot of chains off of us, and we'll never be able to really like advance if we don't like heal a lot of things. Like you can't just keep putting band-aids on stuff. Like it has to heal. So
And that goes along with church hurt too.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, it does.
Well, we're gonna end on the holy note. Make sure y'all follow us on all of our platforms and apps and things. My Instagram is at the real Albany Ayana, and my TikTok is Ayana_Albany225.
And my TikTok is at the real _Jessica Monique. Or I think it's at the real Jessica _Monique. Yes. And then my Instagram is at _ the real Jessica Monique. If you can't remember none of that, baby, you can find us if you in the link below or the link above if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on our Instagram or anywhere, we have a link tree. All of our links will be there. Of course, everything is linked down below for our podcast pages. And thank you so much for watching. We love y'all. Make sure you're engaged with us. Make sure you send this to somebody because we're trying to grow, y'all. Okay. The word for the year is growth. Okay.
Growth. And again, if you are a person, a Palestinian, or someone who is familiar and more versed in the topic with everything going on in Gaza, we would love to have you on our platform so that we can spread awareness and bring more attention to what's going on over there. Because that is serious, and it don't look like it's stopping anytime soon. Yes. It's too many innocent lives that have been lost.
Yes. So we keep them in our prayers. Really, it's crazy over there, and you guys have an amazing week. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.